in the middle of this interaction, Jesus says everything is possible to the one who believes, but at the end he says this kind can come out only by prayer. And I think putting those two verses together helps us to understand what's happening in this interaction here, because what we've got is this hubbub, this crowd, this argument, and it's all kind of very human. There's not a lot of concern for the boy, and there's not a lot of belief in what Jesus can do. In fact, the crowd seems accusing. So he says, "What's this all about?" And the man says, "I brought my son, and you couldn't help him. Your disciples couldn't help him." There's some unbelief there. And I think if you imagine how hard this life's been, and you get to the point where you don't think anybody can help you anymore, and you're kind of despairing. And so you might have brought your son, but not really believing that he might get healed. So he brings Jesus, and Jesus interacts with the man. And Jesus takes the man to the point where he admits that. Where he admits, I don't believe, but I want to believe. I do believe, but I don't believe. It's a beautiful expression of the human condition. Jesus says, if you can, everything is possible to the one who believes. Why do you say if you can? And the father falls to the ground. Immediately the father, sorry, he didn't say falls to the ground. Immediately the father of the boy cried out, I do believe, help my unbelief. Isn't that the human condition? I do believe, help my unbelief. Isn't that the Christian life? I do believe, help my unbelief. And I think Jesus brought the man to that point where he does believe, where he is trusting God, before the boy was set free from that demon. And I think it's that what Jesus means by it comes out by prayer is that it's that reliance on God, that turning to God, that genuine desire and faith that comes that is expressed by prayer. It's not just dragging your son along to kind of the sideshow to see if he might get healed, but it's a genuine, I do trust you, I do put my life in your hands, do what you will, God, please heal. And it's that genuine reliance in Jesus that gets his son set free from that demon. And I think that's the encouragement to us then in how to work out this living for Christ. See, it's a strong challenge. If you want to come after me, you've got to deny yourself. You've got to be ready to die, and you've got to follow me. You've got to live for me. That's a strong challenge, but here we see the gentleness of Jesus, that it is the best way to live, but also help my unbelief. I follow Jesus. Jesus, help me to follow. I do believe in Jesus. Jesus, help me to believe. And I think that's the Christian life, and I think that's the beauty of it, is that he dies on the cross for us. Yes, we've got to die to ourselves and follow him and surrender, but we're following one who loves us, who serves us, and who cares for us. And that's where this section that we're going to read today ends. They go and make their way through Galilee, and Jesus is again teaching that the Son of Man is going to be betrayed, he's going to suffer, he's going to be crucified, and he's going to raise to life. You see, he leads the way. He goes through death before we do, so we know we can trust him. Because one, he would die for us. We can trust him. Two, he lives for us now, so we know where we're going. We can follow his path. We put our trust in him, and we know he will take care of us. So I want to encourage you folks, live by faith. There's lots of distractions, and even in this time with coronavirus, we can be tempted to handle it the wrong way and be concerned again about worldly things. But I want to encourage you to use this time where everything's changed, where everything is kind of been stopped and going to restart. I want to encourage you to ask you some questions about yourself. Have you found that you're enjoying being less busy? Is that helping you to realize that maybe before we were living for the wrong things? Maybe all the busyness, my kids have got to do this sport and be experts at that and get this experience and that, or I've filled my life with things to keep me busy. If you discover that, maybe here's a chance to step back and follow Jesus. We're going to have our prayer meetings on Sunday mornings and Sunday evenings. Just 10 people, 20 minutes of prayer, genuine, searching for God prayer. No one's going to be made uncomfortable. So if you're not a great prayer, it's still the right place for you. Then some morning tea, encouragement, fellowship, and then we'll move off, and you'll be able to go home and do your Sunday online with the emails and things. I want to encourage you, now is a time when everybody's thinking about what's going to happen to our future. Is my life okay? Now's the time to be thinking about, what am I living for? And let me encourage you Deny yourself. Not me anymore, but Jesus first. Now I live for Jesus. Deny yourself. Get ready to die. Think about what you live for and start to live for God in all that you do, in everything. And you'll find that's the best way to live, and that is the road to eternal life, because Jesus trod that road. Anyway, God bless you, and I hope this has been an encouragement to you. God bless you this weekend.